Welcome to the PrepNet, presented every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Talk2Me's Channel 14. Come join us to discuss everything about prepping and hear what others have done. All About Electricity, Part 17, Lithium Iron Phosphate Batteries. Solar Panels, Part 2. We will continue discussing solar panels and answer the question, what solar panel specifications do I need to know about? The first thing is not to purchase any solar panels unless the following information is provided by the seller. Wattage of the solar panel, open circuit voltage, optimum operating voltage, optimum operating current, and short circuit current. You must know this information before you buy any panels. The wattage of the solar panel tells you how many watts of power the panel can optimally produce. However, each panel will use different voltages and currents to get to that wattage specification. Only use this specification to narrow down your search for panels to buy. The open circuit voltage is very important, as this voltage lets you know which charge controller to get. Open circuit voltage is what the panel will produce at maximum sun and not connected to your charge controller. This voltage will be higher than the panel's base voltage, so a 12-volt panel can produce 20 to 23 volts, and a 24-volt panel can produce over 28 volts. If the open circuit voltage is 28.1 volts, then your charge controller must be able to accept more than 29 volts. Always get a charge controller that can accept a voltage that is 25% or higher than what you will put into it. This is a safety factor. Connecting panels in series will increase the voltage going to your charge controller. Connecting two of these panels in series, your charge controller will need to accept more than 58 volts. Warning here, many charge controllers will state they are 12-volt, 24-volt, etc. charge controllers and not state their maximum input voltage. These will only be able to accept 12-volt, 24-volt, or 48-volt panels directly or connected in parallel. You cannot connect your panels in series to increase their voltage and then connect to these types of charge controllers. If you're going to connect your panels in series, you will need to get a charge controller that states the maximum voltage it will accept as input, and be sure your solar panel voltage into that charge controller is less than that. There will be more information on connecting panels in parallel or series when we talk about how do I wire the solar panels together. The operating voltage and current, or optimum operating voltage and current, will tell you the voltage the panel must produce to get the optimum current from the panel. Multiplying the operating voltage and current together should equal the stated wattage of the panel. If the operating voltage is 24.96 volts and the operating current is 8.14 amps, this equals 200 watts. That's 24.96 times 8.14 equals 203 watts. Finally, the short circuit current is the amount of current the panel will produce if the positive and negative terminals of the panel are shorted. This information lets you know the size of protective DC circuit breakers to have. That's the electrical specifications, but be sure you know the dimensions of the solar panel so you know how much space the panels will take and what mounting hardware to get. Though the panel direction and angle are not a specification of the solar panel, it is important information to know. The direction your panel should face is roughly toward the south, with the optimum being that the panel is facing the sun at 90 degrees, left to right, around noon. The fixed tilt angle of your panels should be set to the latitude of your location. If your latitude is 45 degrees, you should tilt your panels at 45 degrees. I have provided a link to a video that better explains solar panel tilting. And for those who just want a calculator, there is a link to the solar panel tilt calculator also in the video description. To use the calculator, click the link in the video description. Enter your zip code and select your city from the drop-down menu. The calculator will display the angles for your solar panels at your location. Your optimal year-round tilt angle will be shown at the top. Below that will be the angles for the 4 seasons. And below that is the tilt angle for every month. Another thing you need to know is that you do not get maximum amps out of a solar panel all day during daylight. Imagine a bell curve, which would show you the ideal power output curve of a solar panel in full sun with no clouds. The bottom of the bell curve at left and right is the amount of power being produced at sunrise and sunset. The peak of the curve is the maximum power the panel produces. The amount of current the panel produces will start at 0 and slowly increase as the sun rises. Then, as the sun goes down, the current will reduce to 0. You don't get maximum current all day long. If you have partly cloudy days, you will get less charging power to your batteries. In fact, during the summer, you will only get about 5 to 6 hours of solar light. Solar light is the time when the sun hits the solar panel enough to produce usable current to your charge controller. During the winter, you might only get up to 3 to 4 hours of solar light. Knowing this will allow you to design your system to have enough solar panels to replace what you normally take out of your battery bank in one day. And I can't say this enough. Your battery bank should be large enough to be able to run your normal daily load for at least 3 full cloudy days. If it is not, then you should either increase the size of your battery bank or decrease the amount of electricity you use daily. And be aware that if you pull your battery bank to near full discharge, it may take many days of full sun and little electricity use to charge the battery bank to full. Next week, we'll continue our All About Electricity series and discuss, how do I wire the solar panels together? If you have any questions about what we have discussed here tonight, please send your question to prepnetch14@gmail.com and enter question in the subject line.